Disneylandiers, welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
It's getting pretty hot this summer, and Disneyland is no exception.
But despite the heat, the summer is really the most popular time to visit the parks.
So we have some tips and tricks on how to stay cool at Disneyland this summer.
We've got ideas on where to go, what to do, and what to bring in order to keep it made in the shade.
Come on into Disneyland with us.
Like, subscribe, and stick around.
Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure at the old pirates, eh?
Make the jump to life speed.
Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm TC. Our first tip is stay close, so you can come and go from your hotel easily and visit the park during the mornings and the evenings. We think you should take a break during the hottest part of the day. You deserve it.
It warms up quickly in the mornings on hot days, but the California evenings usually remain magical, cool, and comfortable. So why not just bunk off a bit during the hottest part of the day? Have some hotel pool time or head out to the beach and enjoy the cool ocean breezes for a while.
Or, best of all, take a big, beautiful nap.
Especially if you're coming from a cooler climate, you're going to need to prepare for the sun. Sunscreen, sunglasses, and hats are essentials for us.
But in recent years, we have found that portable fans have become indispensable items to bring in our park backpacks. We have a handheld one that works great, and it's certainly less conspicuous. But the big, embarrassing neck fans, we think they're pretty awesome.
Bring water, buy water, though we really don't recommend that, or get the free water offered at every counter service location and water bottle filling station around the park. You have to stay hydrated to make it through a full, rich Disneyland day.
Try to avoid all of the tempting sugary beverages that Disneyland has to offer and stick to water and electrolytes. You're going to feel cooler as a result.
Disneyland overall has an outdoor-focused campus with most of the queues for rides and many times the rides themselves being fully outside, maybe under shade if you're lucky.
Now, of course, each park has its water rides, Splash Mountain at Disneyland and Grizzly River Run at DCA, and we do, of course, recommend riding these on a hot day. But where we usually head to is the indoor air-conditioned rides.
This usually means the dark rides, but not all of these really offer much relief. For many, you have to wait in line outside and only get 3 to 5 minutes of glorious, cool, air-conditioned air during the ride. But there are some exceptions you can head to for a longer, cooler experience.
Pirates of the Caribbean can almost guarantee a full 20 chilling minutes inside, with at least 5 minutes spent in the indoor queue and a full 15 minutes of ride time. This one is great on a hot day.
We also like It's a Small World more than normal on these hot days when the long ride really gives you a chance to cool down.
When in DCA, Soarin' is a go-to favorite. Not only is the whole ride experience inside, but if you do have to wait in the extended queue outside, they often have misters to keep you cool.
There are also several rides that have a decent amount of queue time or pre-shows indoors, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Web Slingers, Star Tours, Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones Adventure, Space Mountain, and both rides in Galaxy's Edge. The actual ride time might not be too long on these, but you do usually get to spend at least 15 minutes or more inside chilling out as you wait in line.
Finding air-conditioned indoor dining inside the parks is not quite as easy as you might think. Most of the locations have outdoor seating, and while some are lovely in amongst trees, many can get pretty hot having only sunshades, if you can find one.
Not every land has indoor dining, so these are some of our favorite spots to cool off while dining. In Main Street, USA, grabbing an indoor booth at Gibson Girls for some ice cream is wonderful. It's frigid cold, and so is the ice cream, and you can watch the Disneyland world go by out the window. There's also some indoor seating at the Plaza Inn if you can get it.
Getting a reservation at the Blue Bayou restaurant is always a good idea on a super hot day. It's cool and it's dark and there's lots of water around, and the crickets and the frogs will make you forget the heat entirely.
Galaxy's Edge has Docking Bay 7, which has a decent amount of indoor seating, and we kind of have a soft spot for this menu too. Also, get a reservation for Oga's Cantina. It might be a 45-minute limit, but it is a fun and chilly experience.
When in Fantasyland, head to the Red Rose Tavern. It has 2 indoor seating areas, though this spot is very popular and it can be a little tough to find a seat.
Over at DCA, it's similar, with only a handful of indoor dining spots. Carthy's Circle has excellent indoor table service dining and is worth a visit if you've not done it yet. It's one of the best restaurants here.
We definitely recommend finding Flo's V8 Cafe if you need a break while in Cars Land. They have 2 large indoor seating sections here, probably the largest offered at DCA. And over at Grizzly Peak, the Smoke Jumpers Grill also has some indoor air-conditioned seating as well.
Also, especially if you eat at the bar, there is some nice indoor seating at the Lamplight Lounge at Pixar Pier.
There's not too many fully indoor theaters at Disneyland, though DCA does boast a few more. Nonetheless, we have some favorites that we frequent on super hot days.
Adventures with Mr. Lincoln, anyone? This groundbreaking for its time attraction doesn't get the attention it used to, but on a hot day, a long visit to the cool Opera House can be most welcome.
And speaking of Main Street USA, if you need a cool escape, there are benches inside the Main Street Theater where you can watch lots of cartoons at the same time. Tilly can help show you to your seat.
And of course, this list couldn't be complete without mentioning Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. You get a 15-minute long indoor show in the air conditioning, as well as a cool pre-show on the lanai enjoying some frozen Dole Whip.
With the Tomorrowland Theater not running anything and the Carousel Theater long closed, there really aren't any other fully indoor theaters in Disneyland proper, though the Fantasyland Theater and the Royal Theater both offer lots of shade.
Over at DCA, it's another story. You can enjoy shows at the Disney stage where they have Disney Junior themed shows and take in Mickey's PhilharMagic at the Sunset Showcase Theater and thoroughly cool off.
And a go-to spot in DCA is the Animation Building. Not only does it have 3 attractions in it with 2 theaters, Turtle Talk with Crush and the Animation Academy, you can explore the Sorcerer's Workshop, but it's really the only large kind of lobby gallery area where you can just kind of hang out for an extended period of time. And hopefully, soon, the Hyperion Theater will reopen its doors. Having that cool air-conditioned 45-minute to an hour-long show in the middle of a hot Disneyland day is awesome.
Disneyland has gotten better over the years, adding in more shade to queues like, say, Dumbo, and even fans like in the Web Slingers queue. Still, it can be challenging to find some shade sometimes.
The spots in the park that have more trees and less pavement, like Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island, Adventureland, and Grizzly Peak, they tend to feel much cooler. There really isn't much shade at the Tropical Hideaway in Adventureland, but it never feels overly hot because of the tree canopy above.
Courtyards like the French Market in New Orleans Square or the Paradise Gardens at DCA that are covered with tarps and trees, or the lower decks of the Hungry Bear restaurant in Critter Country, or Lamplight Lounge's covered deck on the water can offer a cool respite.
And there are certainly spots that we like to avoid on a hot day too. Mickey's Toontown was notorious for having very little shade but lots of pavement. We certainly hope that changes with the new updates. And Fantasyland as well as Tomorrowland can get pretty hot.
Over at DCA, the new Avengers campus is scorching with very little shade retained, and both Cars Land and the Pacific Wharf area can feel pretty darn hot.
Downtown Disney and the 3 Disney hotels have more indoor dining options than the parks do, so don't forget to check them all out. In fact, it's a good way to spend your afternoon break.
There are several lounges in the hotels as well. Just hanging out in the Grand Californian's lobby or over at Trader Sam's can be a great way to cool off during a hot day.
And there's lots of indoor shopping, and right now there's a really neat free indoor exhibit, The Soul of Jazz, to see as well.
Well, that's it for us today. Thanks for joining us.
Let us know your favorite Disneyland spot to cool off at, or ones to avoid, in the comments.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.